Now, this is where a lot of people go wrong when they start on the journey of investing in property. They start thinking about first, is this the right suburb? Is this the right investment property? This is not where you should be starting. Your first course of action should be thinking about your goals. What are your goals? What are you trying to achieve by investing in a property? If you're looking at a property to retire sometime in future, then the strategy will be different. And if you are looking for a property that you may want to use as a holiday home or maybe use as some sort of BN Airbnb type of service, and then the strategy will be different. But if you are looking at a property with the lens of creating some financial growth over the longer period of time, and you want to create a portfolio of 5, 10, 15 properties, which are very few people, only 1% of the population have more than 10 properties in Australia as investment. If you want to be one of those people, you will need to start thinking about what sort of cash flow do you have currently. Do you have excess amount of money after expenses every month that you can service some negatively geared properties? If not, then you may need to look into properties that are positively geared so you can create some sort of borrowing power. Because if you don't have the borrowing power, it doesn't matter how much equity you have, they won't lend you any money. After all that, when you have finished figuring out what your goals are, what your cash flow is going to be, what's your borrowing power, then you start looking at the suburbs. Then you start looking at the type of properties you want to buy. To create a portfolio of property, you must think about every property, how it's going to help for your next property. You need to look at the rental yields, you need to look at the capital growth factors. Only looking at jobs to see if the price is gonna go higher is just not the right way to look at things. Because if you had looked at the mining towns, when there were so many jobs, the prices did go up, but then they fell off really quick because people had left after the jobs were finished. So one of the main things you need to look at is the owner occupancy in that area. If there are a lot of owner occupiers are moving in that area and there are less tenants, then it means the suburb has potential of good capital growth. Now we can talk about this all day long and it still won't be enough. To get the proper guidance, if you hire a professional, a buyer's agent, then they will guide you through all the pitfalls and all the ins and out of your investment journey. And it's always a good idea to hire them instead of wasting all the time and energy by looking into the houses yourself and missing out on the properties and risking buying in the wrong area where you may not get the enough capital growth for your future investment properties.